You know that feeling of never really fitting in, of always being a little different from others, even when you try to mold yourself to the expectations around you? Maybe you felt out of place, like there's something about you that others just can't understand. The good news is that this feeling, as uncomfortable as it can sometimes be, is not a defect. It's a sign that you may be one of the chosen ones. Many of us who are called chosen have these experiences from an early age. As a child, you may have noticed that other people's games and interests didn't fascinate you as much as deeper questions. You might have questions that no one seemed to be able to answer, or feel emotions that didn't always make sense to the majority. This feeling of being an outsider, of carrying an invisible difference, is closely linked to the fact that the chosen ones have a special sensitivity. It's not that you're strange, you're in tune with something that most people don't yet see. Often, this feeling of being different can lead to loneliness. It's as if you were surrounded by people, but still felt a huge distance between you and them. And at times, it can even feel like you're being tested by life. But what if I told you that this loneliness, this feeling of not belonging, is actually the start of a unique path? A path that few travel. The discomfort you feel at being different is actually a reminder that your purpose is greater. You were chosen to see beyond the superficial, and that, although challenging, is a rare gift. What many don't realize is that these feelings are actually the universe trying to tell you something. It is preparing you, polishing your emotions, so that you can discover your true role. Discomfort is not the end of the story. It's just the beginning. And as you begin to accept this difference as an essential part of who you are, the path ahead becomes clearer. You come to realize that you are not alone, just surrounded by people who have not yet awakened. Now, the next step is to understand how the universe communicates with you, even when it seems that everything around you is silent. It sends signals and messages all the time. Have you noticed them? Do you know those moments when everything seems to line up in an almost magical way? Maybe you're thinking about someone and suddenly they call you. Or maybe you see a repeating sequence of numbers like 1111 or 2222, and you feel a shiver of recognition without knowing exactly why. These are the signs of the universe, and if you've been paying attention, you'll have realized that they're not just coincidences. They are messages, little clues that point you in the right direction. Often, we are so immersed in the hustle and bustle of everyday life that we ignore these signs or see them as mere coincidences. However, the universe, or the divine, if you prefer, has very subtle ways of guiding us, especially when we are lost or on the verge of a major change. Like an invisible map, it places people, experiences, and symbols in our path to awaken us, to pull us out of inertia. It's as if you were taking part in a cosmic dance, where the steps are guided by something much bigger than us. If you feel that you are one of the chosen ones, it is very likely that these signs have crossed your path several times. Perhaps you've noticed recurring patterns in your life, or events that seem strangely connected. The feeling of déjà vu may be more intense, as if you've experienced it before, even if you don't know how. These little signs can be just what you need to realize that your journey is being guided precisely, and that nothing happens by chance. They push you in directions that you might not have rationally considered, but which deep down seem so right. The key is to learn to listen. And I don't just mean listening with your ears, but listening with your soul, with your heart. Signs don't always come the way we expect them to. Sometimes they appear in dreams, in a phrase you hear on the street, or even in an unexpected difficulty that comes your way. Each of these moments is a chance for reflection, an invitation to look deeper inside yourself. The universe, like an intimate friend, knows the right time to send you these messages, but it's up to you to be attentive and receptive to them. When you start to notice and appreciate these signs, the path seems to open up in a completely new way. What seemed confusing before suddenly starts to make sense. And each time you follow one of these signs, however small, the universe rewards you with more clarity, more certainty that you are on the right path. As you align yourself with this energy, you begin to understand that there is an invisible force connecting everything, guiding not just you, but everyone who shares this special mission. And once you recognize this force, you realize that there is a powerful connection between the chosen ones. Even without knowing each other, they are linked by something that goes beyond the physical, something that vibrates at a higher frequency. Have you ever noticed that, even without knowing other people who share the same journey, there is something invisible that connects you to them? It's a subtle but powerful feeling that you're not alone, that there's a greater, almost indescribable force that unites all the chosen ones. And that force is energy, an energy that you can't see but that you feel deeply. Every thought, every emotion you have, vibrates at a unique frequency, and this frequency is what attracts and connects those who are awake to the same mission. Everything in the universe is made of energy, and the chosen ones are especially sensitive to this reality. While most people live their lives without realizing this connection, the chosen ones tend to feel the vibrations of places, people, and situations more intensely. Have you ever walked into an environment and suddenly felt a wave of discomfort, or, on the contrary, a peace that you can hardly explain? That's energy communicating with you, and believe me, it's a gift that very few people have. The fact that you are attuned to these vibrations is further proof that your path is special. The energy that connects the chosen ones also influences the way you relate to the world around you. When your frequency is high, you attract people and experiences that resonate with that vibration. On the other hand, when your energy is low, you may notice that the world around you seems heavier, more challenging. It's as if your vibration were a magnet, always attracting what is on the same frequency. That's why taking care of your energy is essential. Meditation, self-care practices, and even consciously choosing the people you surround yourself with can help keep your vibration high and connected to your purpose. And there is something magical when two chosen ones meet. It doesn't matter if they've never seen each other before. There's an immediate recognition, as if their souls have known each other for a long time, as if they were resonating on the same frequency. These encounters can be brief or long-lasting, but they always leave a deep mark. Often, these connections happen to strengthen the other, to share wisdom, or simply to remind you that even in the loneliest moments, you are not alone. This is the invisible force of energy, weaving support networks that often go beyond logical comprehension. As you go deeper into this understanding, you realize that this connection goes beyond time and space. It's not just about people you know physically, but also about the souls who cross your path in dreams, meditations, or even through inspirations that suddenly arise. You are in constant communication with this invisible network, and the more you open up to it, the stronger this connection becomes. This strength is what keeps you going, even in the most challenging moments, remembering that despite the difficulties, there is a greater purpose guiding your journey. And it's no wonder that many chosen ones face great challenges. This energy you carry does not go unnoticed, and the obstacles along the way are actually proof that you are strengthening yourself for something even greater. Being a chosen one is not just a path of light and clarity. It's often a journey full of challenges and obstacles that seem greater than those faced by other people. If you recognize yourself as someone who carries this energy, you've probably been through difficult times when everything seemed like a test. And the truth is that in a way, these tests are part of the process. The lives of the chosen ones are marked by challenges that serve to polish their souls, strengthen them, and prepare them to fulfill their purpose. The challenges that arise in the lives of the chosen have a different nature. They are not mere misfortunes or coincidences. They are invitations from the universe for you to awaken your dormant abilities, discover your inner strength, and learn lessons that can only be taught through direct experience. Perhaps you have faced a sequence of difficulties, broken relationships, unexpected losses, illness, or deep loneliness. Each of these trials, although painful at the time, brings a crucial lesson for your growth. One of the biggest challenges the chosen ones face is the feeling of loneliness. Even surrounded by people, many feel a kind of isolation, as if no one around them can fully understand what they are going through. This is one of the most subtle tests, but also one of the most powerful. In the journey of the chosen ones, solitude is not a punishment, but an invitation to introspection. It is in these moments of inner silence that you can hear the voice of your soul most clearly. It's where the answers you've been looking for begin to emerge. Another common challenge is the resistance of the people around you. Often, when you begin to walk the path of awakening, those close to you may not understand. They may question your choices, criticize your change in behavior, or even try to convince you to go back to the normal path. This is because your changing light and energy messes with other people's comfort zones. Your presence, vibrating at a higher frequency, often causes discomfort for those who are still immersed in the limitations of everyday life. This challenge, although difficult to deal with, is also an opportunity to strengthen yourself. It teaches you to stay true to who you really are, even when others can't see what you see. But remember, these challenges don't come to tear you down, they come to shape you. They are like the flames that purify metal, making it stronger and more resistant. Each test you face and overcome brings you closer to your purpose, and the more you grow, the more you realize that these obstacles were actually masters in disguise, teaching you the lessons you needed to move forward. And it is precisely this growth, this constant transformation, that begins to awaken you to something greater. You begin to realize that inside you there is a mission, something that was there all along, waiting for the right moment to emerge and shine. When you go through the trials that life throws your way, something starts to change inside. There's a growing feeling that you're being called to something greater, something you haven't yet been able to fully define. This call, sometimes subtle and sometimes intense, is the awakening of your hidden mission. It's as if, little by little, the pieces of your life's puzzle are starting to fit together, and you're seeing beyond the immediate circumstances. This is one of the clearest signs that your soul is ready to enter a new phase of the journey. Awakening to your mission is a deeply personal process, and it doesn't always happen suddenly. It is often gradual, an accumulation of small epiphanies and internal changes. You may begin to feel dissatisfied with the way of life you've been leading until now. The activities, relationships, and habits that used to fulfill you begin to lose their meaning. This is the universe signaling you that it's time to align with your true purpose. And this process can seem daunting, because it involves leaving behind old parts of yourself, parts that until then you believed were essential. But true transformation begins in inner silence. It is in the stillness of the mind that the hidden mission reveals itself. Perhaps you've noticed that in moments of peace or deep reflection, insights emerge effortlessly. This is your higher self, your highest part, trying to guide you. Meditation is a powerful tool in this process. When you allow yourself to pause, connect with your inner self, and simply listen, you realize that the answers you were looking for outside have always been inside you. Another important step in this awakening is to trust your intuition. Often the rational mind tries to keep us stuck in the familiar, but the heart, and the intuition it carries, knows the way to your mission. Intuition is that sudden feeling, that inner voice that guides you, even when everything around you seems to say otherwise. Sometimes it's a feeling, an inexplicable certainty that something is right or wrong. And the more you trust this voice, the stronger it becomes, guiding your steps with greater clarity and certainty. As you open up to this new phase of life, you begin to notice that the hidden mission that has always been within you is not just a passing desire, but an unshakable force. You realize that it manifests itself in the way you see the world, in your passions, in your unique gifts, and even in the difficulties you have faced so far. Every experience, every challenge overcome, has prepared you for this moment. And the awakening of this mission is only the beginning of an even deeper journey. A journey where you increasingly connect with your truth and the impact you are destined to have on the world. With this new awareness, you begin to understand that even the relationships around you are also connected to this mission. There is a reason why some people enter and others leave your life. Relationships, especially close ones, are one of the most challenging areas for the chosen ones. If you've ever felt that your love, family, or friendship bonds have a different intensity, know that this is part of your journey. You may have wondered why, precisely in the most important relationships, the conflicts seem deepest, as if you are being tested at every turn. But the truth is that for the chosen ones, Relationships are not just casual encounters. They are mirrors. Mirrors that reveal parts of you that need to be worked on, healed, or elevated. On the spiritual path, love and relationships become opportunities for growth. When you connect with someone, their energy interacts directly with yours. And because the chosen ones vibrate at different frequencies, these connections can be more intense, more complex. Ordinary relationships may not carry the same weight for you. Often you feel that you are involved in a game of invisible forces, where lessons are being exchanged in every interaction. This is because these connections are not just physical or emotional, they carry a deeper purpose, a purpose of mutual evolution. This is why many chosen ones face difficulties in their relationships. When your frequency begins to rise, those close to you can feel it, even if unconsciously. Your changes, your awakenings, and even your search for something greater can cause discomfort or confusion in those who are not on the same path. And then come the tests. The person who once seemed so close starts to challenge you, or you realize that certain connections simply don't make sense anymore. These tests are difficult, but necessary. They show you who is truly by your side and who needs to go another way. Another important point is that, for the chosen ones, love and relationships function as portals of transformation. It is in the most intense relationships that you come face to face with your deepest shadows, with those parts of you that still need to be worked on. And this is because the other person serves as a mirror, reflecting your insecurities, your fears, and also your potential for healing. That's why relationships sometimes seem so painful. Not because they're wrong, but because they're showing you something about yourself that needs to be seen. And at the same time, you also act as a mirror for the other person, offering them the chance to grow. These dynamics make it difficult for many people to find relationships that flow easily. It's as if, with each connection, there is a deeper level to be uncovered. But know that this is part of your process. As you raise your vibration, people who vibrate to the same tune begin to appear in your life. Lighter, more aligned relationships arise when you accept your path and understand that not everyone will be able to follow you on this journey. And that's okay. Each person who passes your way, whether for a brief moment or a long period, has a role to play in your evolution. When you understand this, the pain of some past relationships begins to make sense. And with this new perception, you also open up to the idea that those who are truly connected to their purpose will always find a way to stay. Now let's conclude with the 7th subtitle, bringing the final message with an invitation to accept the path of the chosen ones, in order to encourage the audience to reflect and embrace their mission. After everything you've heard so far, perhaps one question is resonating in your heart. Am I really one of the chosen ones? And the truth is, if you've come this far, felt these words, and somehow they've touched you, then it's very likely that you are. The call to the chosen doesn't come randomly or by chance. It comes when your soul is ready to accept its mission, when your spirit begins to awaken to a greater reality, beyond what the eyes can see. And that's when you need to make an important decision. Are you ready to accept your role? Accepting that you are chosen does not mean carrying a burden or a responsibility that is too heavy to bear. On the contrary, it's about embracing who you really are, with all your unique characteristics, your gifts, and even your imperfections. Being chosen is, above all, a path of self-discovery. It's recognizing that by following your truth and aligning yourself with your purpose, you are contributing to the balance and evolution of the world. Even when the days are difficult, even when the challenges seem too great, you are never alone. That invisible force that has guided you this far will continue to support you. Accepting this role also means understanding that, however individual your path, it is intertwined with those of other chosen ones. Each person who awakens to their mission carries with them a unique piece of the universal puzzle. And when you accept your role, you begin to realize that although the challenges and trials are intense, there is also immense beauty in this journey. You begin to see life through different eyes, noticing the synchronicities, the energies that surround you, and the opportunities that arise even in the most difficult situations. It is in this state of acceptance that you find peace. But for many, this acceptance can bring fears. The fear of not being up to the task, the fear of failing, or even the fear of distancing yourself from those who don't understand your path. These fears are normal and part of the process. The important thing to remember is that the journey of the chosen ones is made up of small steps. It's not about accomplishing great things all at once, but committing to daily growth, to the small choices that bring you closer to your truth. Every step you take, every time you trust your intuition more, the more aligned you become with your mission. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, am I willing to listen and follow this call? Am I ready to accept that I am part of something bigger? By answering yes to these questions, you not only assume your role as a chosen one, but you also open the door to a new level of consciousness. A level where you not only realize the beauty and challenges of life, but also understand that by aligning yourself with your mission, you become a light in the world. And the world, now more than ever, needs the light of the chosen ones. By accepting your place, you don't place yourself above anyone else, but rather in service. Service to your truth, to your soul, and to the greater purpose that the universe has in store for you. And this acceptance is the start of a new journey, a journey where you finally walk your path with clarity and confidence. The journey of the chosen ones is not simple, but it is profoundly transformative. If you have felt this call, it is because something inside you is already awakening. You have a mission that only you can fulfill, and accepting this role is the first step towards living in tune with the purpose that the universe has designed for you. From this moment on, everything you need is already within you: the strength, wisdom, and courage to walk this path. Now, more than ever, the world needs people like you, who are willing to raise their vibration and light the way for others. And if you felt that this message spoke directly to your heart, don't just keep it to yourself. Share this truth, because together, as a network of chosen ones, we can create a wave of transformation. Take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and follow more content that will help you continue on this journey. Leave your comment below, share your thoughts, and if this message has touched your soul, like the video and send it to those who need to hear it. Together, we are stronger. Thank you for being here until the end.